Hello and welcome back to National Busways West Scotland, here looking over Paisley and Renfrew, where I have made some changes off camera to the route numbering around here. The Paisley routes are now the 180. The Glasgow Airport to Neilston run is now the 180. Come on, that was your cue, game. Yeah, okay. The Glasgow Airport to Neilston run is now the 180. The Glasgow Airport to Barhead run is now the 181. The Braehead Shopping Centre to Phoenix Retail Park run is now the 191. The short route Glenfield run is the 192. The Phoenix Retail Park to Gallow Hill run is now the 193. The Royal Alexandra Hospital to Cardonald run is now the 194. The Braehead Shopping Centre to Foxbar run is now the 195. And the Renfrew This Way run to Foxbar run is via the airport. Is that via the airport? Yes. Yeah, the Renfrew to Paisley Foxbar run via the airport is now the 196. This is just to clean up the numbering system, to make it easier to give good numbers to other mainline services. Like I'm thinking of doing a 115 that is a sort of mainline-ish service into Glasgow, and this just makes that possible by moving these into numbers that I'm probably not going to use for any mainline services. But today we're going to be looking down this way because we have this network coverage in Beath, which is here, and I want to get that out the way so that I can focus on other things. So we are going to be putting in a new route between Renfrew and Kilwinning. In fact, it's going to be 3 routes, because the mainline service is going to interwork onto some town services. I will get to those. But, well, I say some town services. It's going to be 2, but it's going to be like an A and C circular. So, yeah. I would appreciate it if the game would... Oh, I've not clicked it, that's why. I'm good at this, if you couldn't tell. So, yeah, this is going to be the 111 from Renfrew to Kilwinning, and it's going to terminate at Kilwinning Station, where there is like a pull-in for buses. If you're unfamiliar with the way that Kilwinning Station looks, it's like the main line diverges, the main line splits into 2 at Kilwinning, and in the sort of space between the 2 railway lines, there's a little bus pull-in. So this is going to be the 111 Renfrew to Kilwinning. And it's actually going to start over here at Renfrew Laymore Square. So I'm going to put, this is Renfrew Laymore Square. Is that opposite or adjacent? I don't know, I'm going to put southbound. Renfrew Laymore Square southbound. There you go. And we're going to have a stop there, which is going to be Renfrew Crofton Avenue adjacent Pioneer Place. At Renfrew Crofton Avenue adjacent Pioneer Place. Then we're going to have, what do you call it? This is Andrew Avenue, so we're going to have a stop there. In fact, no we aren't. We're going to have it not there, well, there, but like at the side of the road. This is going to be Renfrew. This is Station Road? Yeah, Station Road. Uh-oh. Games had a moment while I was typing. Now I think I backspaced a bit too much. We'll see. So, I believe it was last episode that we launched the changes to the 100 and 101? Oh, the changes to the 100. They're going well, which is all very nice. Yeah. You know what? Post me. Cut that out. Okay, so we have Renfrew Station Road, adjacent Edgar Drive. And then we're going to not stop there. Oh no, we are going to stop there. But we're going to put this stop back. Renfrew Station Road, adjacent Edgar Drive. I very nearly started typing Edgware. So we're going to come through there, then we're going to stop at the town hall, which is a bit of a mess. With all these buses in the way, it's very hard to see. I'm going to go with that one. And then it's going to be very direct. So post me, if you don't mind. And here is the absolute monster that is the 111 from Renfrew to Kilwinning via Paisley, Elderslie, Howwood, Paisley, Elderslie, Paisley, Elderslie, Johnston, Howwood, almost Lochwinnock, Beath, almost Glengarnock, Dalry, and finally into Kilwinning. This is quite the route. There's a load of stops in the country that I might keep, that I might get rid of. What I'm going to do is, in the jump cut that I would normally just be doing the timetable in, I'm also going to look at which stops I want to keep and which stops I want to remove, as well as naming a lot of stops, because there is a lot of bus stop on this route. But this is the 111, and what an absolute beast it is. As we start expanding more into this part of the map, expect a lot more in the way of long routes for an hour. But the 111 is now done, and all of its stops have names. It's a bit of a beast. It'll need... So it runs half-hourly during the day, hourly in the evenings, and hourly on Sundays. And when it's running half-hourly during the day, or during the week, it needs 8 buses. Because that's just how long this route is. So yeah, there's the 111, and we're going to be using the TA type on it. I was considering using the WV type, but I want to make a repaint for it using the updated template, which has different windows. Because I feel like the windows that are on the current B7, or that are on the old B7 template, look just a little bit too Arriva coded for me. So, yeah. You'll also notice that there's no brake on any of these, because I'm going to be interworking the 11, or the 111, with a town service in Kilwinning, which means orange buses will be doing local services as far down as here. It's just going to be a little quirk of this network. So, the Kilwinning town service, it's going to be, it's not even really a full town service, it's just going to be a loop of this estate. Because the buses have like 20 minutes or something. So actually I'm just going to make a note of the 111's timetable. You can see all of our routes are doing really, really well. The 141 and 142 don't look like they're doing fantastic, but remember, they're little local services using Marshall minibuses. They're actually doing really well. Show timetable. What times are we arriving at Kilwinning? And also I need to decide which of the loops is only going to run 6 days a week. Because the loops are going to be half hourly. Are they? No. What if they could be? What if the loops could be half hourly, and it's just that one of the loops is done by orange buses and one of them is done by I think down here it's still going to be teal. They might be blue, I'm not sure. I need to just double check. So actually I think that's what we're going to do. The 11A is going to be the one that does the blue buses, so the anti-clockwise circuit, and I will make sure it's correct this time. So, okay, 625 is going to be the first one. Okay. Yeah, we can do that, 625. That means we have 15 minutes to get back to Kilwinning Station, but this is not going to take long. So let's get our orange local route colour that we normally reserve for Glasgow and do the 11A in Kilwinning. Again, that was a really nicely set up time lapse. That was a really nice time lapse setup that I can't. I'm so good at this. I'm really good at the YouTube thing. I've been recording for well over an hour now. Which is fun. But yes. Life is lifing right now. So yeah, the 11A. Oh, we have a setup. So 11A, Kilwinning. That's how you spell Kilwinning. And what is the name of this estate? Scrolling down on OpenStreetMap. I'm going to call it the Pennyburn estate. Pennyburn. Kilwinning and Pennyburn. There we go. So we're going to start there. And anti-clockwise, so we need to go this way. And you know what? Why am I even thinking of calling for what on earth? Why am I even thinking of calling for a time lapse? It's like, no, you do not need a time lapse for this. Let's stop there, and then we'll stop there, and then we'll stop there. Then we'll stop there, and then there. Very nice. It takes 8 minutes. That's beautiful. So there is going to be an 11C, but that's going to be worked by blue buses, or buses of different colour. Not red. Not orange even. But see, as a colourblind person, the red spectrum is difficult enough without Strathclyde Passenger Transport calling their clearly orange livery red. Like, SPT, stop it. It's orange. But no, they call it red, and it's very annoying. So we're not really looking at demand for this. But we are going to have the first one be at 6:25. Actually, no, let's have the first one be at 5:55. That way the bus that does the 6:10 can start by doing a Kilwinning and Pennyburn circular. Ooh, that's an idea. I like that. Very nice. So yeah, 5:55. And then the route goes hourly, but I can't remember when. Yeah, I'm not looking at this. We're going to be using the double deckers on it. 5:55. See, I think the last one of half hourly service from Renfrew is the 18:45, and that takes an hour and a half to get here. So an hour and a half after 18:45 is 20:15. So 20:25. Yeah. There you go. And I'm going to change the name of this stop to be Pennyburn Circular. My mouse is skipping, that's fun. So Monday to Friday. Just Monday to Friday. Oh, not Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday. Duh. No, Monday, Saturday, daytime. Dautom. Monday, Saturday, daytime. In fact, you know what? Nah. That's going to be the operation of this route. Allow bus route changes within a shift. I need to do that. And it's going to use the TA type. Perfect. And do I add any? Yes, I will. I'll put a timing point there, and I'll also put a timing point there. So it takes 10 minutes. And we have 15, so that's good. I will leave it like this for now, and off camera I'll put the evening service and I'll put the Sunday service in. But yeah, this is a very, very basic timetable. Confirm. This is going to run out of PY Shed 2, which is there. Later. And this is going to be called Pennyburn Circular, small caps, size equals 75, anti-clockwise. Undo small caps, size is 100%. There we go. Pennyburn circular, anti-clockwise. So then all I need to do is go over to the 111 and set that so that it can interwork on other services. And it should interwork with the 11A, if not from day 1, from day 2. So let's edit timetable and set this to just set all of these to allow interworking, and it should only be interworking with the 11A because of the because of the TA type vehicle requirement. So it shouldn't try to interwork on anything else. And there certainly won't be any more TAs in Kilwinning. Well, certainly not that would interwork onto the 11A or 111. So yeah. That's that. Let's get 12 TAs. Actually, no, let's go to PY Shed 2 and see just how close the allocation is, because if it's not particularly close, like if we have a lot of them doing only one shift in the day, then we'll buy 8. But if the TA allocation at PY2 is particularly close, then we will obviously have to buy 12. I mean, we'd only have to buy 10, but I mean, we might actually have to buy 12, because the dead runs on this are potentially quite long. Because sure, one end is just in Renfrew, but the other end is all the way down here, which is, you know, like almost air. So, do we have any TAs here? We actually don't have any TAs here. Okay, so we're buying 12. Which will fill PY2 up completely. Well, not completely. We'd have like 3 spaces left or something. So, you know. Double-decker bus. We want the 10.5 metre ALX 400 on a Trident. This one. No PIS. TA type. And we want 10. And then we want 2 more afterwards. And these just have standard. These are just going to be standard orange. But this is the first in a series of long routes from Greater Glasgow out to the... I think this is Ayrshire at this point. Is it Ayrshire by that point? I think it is Ayrshire by that point. Yes, yeah, definitely Ayrshire by that point. How far north does Ayrshire go? Quite far. Yes, the Renfrewshire North Ayrshire border is just north of Beath. Damn. Okay. Well, I'll get these buses bought, and bring you back when I have something to show you buses-wise, i.e. a reg plate and a fleet number. Yeah. And finally, we have SF52 KWT, better known as TA 436. These are our new buses for the 111 and 11A. So let's go and activate those routes. The absolute monster that is the 111. 111. 111 Renfrew to Kilwinning via Paisley, Johnston, Howard. Oh, does Howard come before Johnston? Oh, I'm good at this. No, I was right. Paisley, Johnston, Howard, Beath, Dalry, and then into Kilwinning. What a beast of a route. And we're back, and it's about time for the first run of the new 111, or not. What are you? Okay, no, you're the... What? Okay, something's gone wrong. But this is fine. This is the 111. We're coming down through Renfrew now, we're very busy. Because it is, you know, the middle-ish of the evening rush hour. Everyone is heading out of town. So let's see how the 111 does. I don't think this is the right timetable at all. In fact, I believe the 17:45, which is now somewhere. Aha. I have no idea what's going on with the 111. Anyway, this is the 111. The timetable is clearly not right. I will get that fixed off camera. Heading down from Renfrew to Kilwinning. We're just coming into Paisley now. I had to save the game and then restart because it was unbelievably sluggish. So, yeah. Just, we're at that point now. I am considering that I may have to take a break from the series until I can get some kind of PC upgrade, because the performance is just getting so bad. But having a mid-episode save seems to be working, or seems to have worked. I've done it a few times. I think I've done it on South Coast as well. So it just might be one of those things that I have to do now, which I don't mind. We're just coming down through, this is Elderslie, and now we're in Johnston. Elderslie's quite small as an area, but Johnston, we're in Johnston now. Again, ignore the fact that we're running 3 minutes late. I have no idea why the timetable hasn't worked, or why there were 2 departures immediately after each other on a route that runs half-hourly. That makes no sense to me at all. But I mean, given that it's evening rush hour, I mean, you know, noting that it is evening rush hour, we've got a lot of busy buses on that screen there on the top left, which is good to see. That's, you know, it's all profit. It's all profit. Profit's good. This is capitalism simulator. But yes, we've now served more than 13% of Beath. In fact, we've served 70% of Beath. I saw it flash up, we'd served 70%. So, you know, Beath is now well and truly part of the National Busways West Scotland network. Isn't that so nice to see? Speaking of Beath, we're in Beath. T144 LGE cannot do its beltway. Great. Okay. We need to reassign this beltway and make sure that T144 LGE gets the fix that it needs. Probably has blown out tyres or busted its engine somehow. So, let's find... Oh, TLG, that's like this original batch. There it is. VW11. Now, I'm not opposed to putting a DA on the Beltway, because they are shorter than the Renowns. So if I don't have a Renown free, and I don't think I do, our Renown fleet is... Oh no, I do! I have a Y500 FGG. There we go. Let's go back to the map. And return to the 111. Ah, what's happened? There you go. So, yeah, I mean, this run is going to be absolutely empty of the 111 because... Oh, I know why it's broken. It's because I edited the route to prune off the excess stops that I put in just in case they might be useful, and rename all the stops. So, yeah. That would explain why they didn't actually remove. Okay. Okay, this all makes sense now. I mean, the departures 5 minutes apart don't make sense. But the timetable not working, and the fact that the stops didn't delete themselves, you know, that all makes sense. So, yeah. As long as things make sense, I'm happy for it to, you know, do as the game does. Just, you know, as long as things make sense. And they seem to. So yes, this isn't the final form of the 111, that will happen tomorrow morning. So we're just coming down through, that was Dalgarvan, and now we're coming in through the top of Kilwinning. There's a lot happening. There's an 11A. Nice to see the 11A. So I'm gonna pause that. When is that going? 1925. So let's just speed things along to 1925. We'll do a lap of the 11A, and then let's call it there, because that's really all we've done this episode. Just 1.5 routes basically, and yeah, we now have the new outermost extent of the orange buses in Kilwinning. Just a week after the previous new outermost extent of the orange buses in the N15 at Caldercrooks. Only this time it's kind of real because it's a daytime route. Yeah, I don't know how I would serve Caldercrooks. It might be that I serve Caldercrooks with a with either Midland Bluebird or Central Scottish. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm thinking of branding these services in the Central Belt as Central Scottish, and that'll be like a joint brand between East and West Scotland, and Midland Bluebird maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I have plans for this series. If my PC can keep up, that would be nice. But this is the new 111 from Renfrew to Kilwinning, bringing the orange buses all the way down. It's not as far as the orange buses will go, because we're going to have the 77 down to Kilmarnock, which the town centre's like down here somewhere, and the 88 is going to run to Kilmarnock as well. And then we might have a 188 that goes to Irvine. Or is it the 88 goes to Irvine? I think the 88 is going to go to Irvine. Well, the 88 could go either. So it might be that we have... Basically, if you're sort of trying to keep up with my numbering system, services through Newton Mearns are themed on 7. So the main route into Newton Mearns is the 7, it comes in like this, and it goes around the top. Then we have the 17, which comes in like this, and through here and around the bottom. Then the main route, then the long route, the 77, is going to take the motorway down to Silverburn, then come down into Newton Mearns following the 17, then take the main road all the way down to Kilmarnock. Then Barhead, Neilston, they're themed on 8, which is why that is now the 180. So the 8 currently terminates at Silverburn, and it's going to keep terminating at Silverburn. And then Barhead's service is going to be the 18. Barhead and Neilston's service into Glasgow is going to be the 18. And then the 88 is going to be the one that goes down into the country. So that's the general theme there. I don't think I have a 22, but I think my Eaglesham... Is there anything down here? No. Yeah, so my service from Eaglesham into Glasgow is going to be the 22. And that's going to be fun. Do I have a 22? Other than the one in Cumbernauld? Yeah, I think it's just the one in Cumbernauld. Speaking of, the Cumbernauld connection is doing really well. Very, very happy with this network. It's a tidy little network. It's quite efficient. It covers a lot of the town and its suburbs with not really that many routes. It looks like a lot because, you know, we have to do the A and C circulars as separate routes, but, you know, we have the 22, the 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And that gets Cumbernauld a very nice, dense suburban bus network. And then we have the 320 that comes out and goes into Kirkintilloch. There's going to be a lot more from this series. There's a lot more we can do, even just on the map that we currently have. I mean, we've got Dumbarton. And there's still more we can do up in Inverclyde. Not much, but certainly enough. And then I think we're just 1 or 2 expansions out this way before we hit the coast, which is very nice. I think 1 or 2 expansions down, and we'll have all of Kilmarnock. I mean, that's Irvine, but Kilmarnock's over here. So, you know, there's a lot we can do, and I'm excited. So, you know, hopefully my PC can keep up with all this, and maybe at some point we perhaps work on some local services in Newton Mearns, because the network there is, it's got some gaps. But that is all for another time. I will see you next week from National Busways West Scotland.